Hey everyone, welcome to the Rooster Teeth Podcast.
Like fast intros, like
We have a packed show tonight. We got Gus, Gavin, Barbara, Jordan, Burnie.
What
Yeah, and
features
Gus.
do we have?
I said I led with Gus.
Nah.
Save the best
And
for
Gus.
first.
You gotta let me like
Gus
get the big
and Gus.
So what do we have on
Big
today's
flare.
schedule, Gus?
Dicks.
Dicks, okay. Yeah.
God, that was like you literally like 15 seconds in.
Dirt
I
in
found
Texas.
something out today.
Oh, yeah, I was
About
conceived
Gus.
in the truck.
Were you?
What did you find out about Gus?
I found out that Gus had a stalker in high school
Oh yeah. I had a stalker in high school.
who would call him and play.
It was that Real McCoy song, Another Night.
Oh yeah. It's like,
Wait.
"Another
Just play it
night,
over
another
the-
dream."
Play it over the phone?
Yeah, she'd always have it like blasting in the background when she told me creepy things.
Did you know who it was?
No, never found out.
She would tell
Really?
you creepy things.
Yeah.
Like what?
I don't know, just like she would follow me, and like at first you're like, yeah, whatever. She'd be like, no, you were here with so and so and so and so, and you were wearing this. Like, how the fuck did you know that?
Why would she do this?
She was
You
in
never
love with
figured
him.
it out.
Never figured it out.
Did she make a play for the Gus?
She would call me for about 6 months, I think, and then just all of a sudden it stopped.
That's
wonder what she
crazy.
moved on.
Yeah.
Can't believe you never mentioned that before.
I can't believe I haven't either. No, it was really, really bizarre. Obviously,
And that
anybody who
woman
stalks you
is
is crazy.
Esther.
Yeah.
And now you know the rest of the story. So I watched Breaking Bad at your place.
Yes, you did.
And
Congratulations,
I
by the
felt
way.
guilty about something.
What'd you do?
He cleared his
When
throat.
the
which
first
was very
commercial
noisy.
break came up, and you started fast forwarding it, it was fucking silent. And I got really self-conscious, and I was like, nobody's talking because I'm here.
I thought the same thing. I thought the same thing. And I
was like-
thought, I'm going to say something, but I'm not going to say something because then Gus will get upset. I literally did that.
The exact same thing
And it was
that
like,
happened.
this is really awkward. And Esther and I just kind of looked at each other. We were like, oh my god, this is my fault.
I got a text message in like the first act, and I was like, Gus is behind me. I'm not going to pull out my phone. I'm going to wait till the commercial break to check my phone.
I heard Brandon was like trying to talk to me as the show was about to start, and I'm like, shut up.
You're going to ruin it.
Here.
I felt so awful.
So I guess it was a great experience for you then.
Except a bug flew into my fucking face. It's always my problem with being outside.
There was a
Like,
bug on the
That's my
screen as
problem
well.
with being outside.
bugs fly into you. So I'm sitting there watching the show, and a bug flew right into my fucking glasses.
Well, you had glasses on.
Yeah, but
Big
what the
deal.
fuck? Why wasn't it watching the show? and then of course, you had your sorbet cup that was filled with ants.
Oh, that's true.
Was that? I thought that was Ashley's cup.
Everybody.
There were multiple
Someone
cups.
else had a cup that was had a cockroach
There was a
in it.
cup with a roach in it.
Yep.
You should just fog the
Outside
place.
is terrible.
Yep.
It's
You should just
disgusting.
bug bomb the spot where
There's
you
that
watch it next time.
giant spider.
That
Oh,
spider
Burnie's
was
patio.
that spider was serious. That's like Legend of Zelda shit.
After I saw that, I'm like, I'm moving back to Canada. There's none of that shit there.
That was a massive spider.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
It was like this big.
But
The weird thing was, it
Bernie's
was-
like adopted it.
It was there in the doorway. And, well, you don't like some bugs. You gotta like spiders if you don't like some of the bugs.
Yeah, spiders are great for that.
Yeah.
But it was huge.
It was there, and then we went away to LA for VidCon. And we came back, the spider was gone, and now suddenly it's back. I don't get how that works.
Maybe it went with you.
Spider goes in, spider goes out.
It goes to eat.
You can't explain that. You can't possibly.
I've been having issues with cockroaches non-stop.
Yeah? You live in a garage.
Yeah.
That's the
Did I
problem
tell
with
you?
that.
I might have told it last week, but I trapped one under a cup. Did I tell this?
You've told us a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago, and it was like it moved the cup.
It was walking around under the cup.
Yeah?
I woke up and the cup moved.
They're strong.
Oh, God.
I
Cup's
really
not gonna
don't
slow 'em
want
down.
to get
Not
on
strong
the
enough to
bugs.
lift up the cup, but strong enough to push it.
Could you, if there was a styrofoam cup or a plastic cup
But with me in it,
scaled to like be as big as that cockroach, you could push it.
I could probably lift it up.
So
too.
what would that be? That would be like, for us, like a solo cup the size of.
2 stories?
That would be bigger than that, wouldn't it?
How big's a story?
Like 10 feet?
10 feet is
Depends
what
who
I
wrote
see.
it.
That
Well-
compared to the cockroach, I would think like a 10-story building or something.
Do you think
A
our
10-story building.
Yeah.
They can't make a cup that big. So wait a minute. So
real Gus.
But are you doing because is there?
Yeah,
are you
is it
doing,
length or?
are you doing the roaches if he's standing up on his hind legs and being measured?
Yeah,
then I would say
I was thinking height, but yeah, if he's standing on his
Yeah.
hind legs, then yeah, maybe 2 stories.
like perhaps leaning.
Do you think
Enjoying himself.
their arm strength is like is equal to human arm strength in comparison to our bodies?
They're probably much stronger.
Yeah, they're probably way.
You think so? I guess they have more legs and arms.
They do have more legs.
Yes. One time I found a tick in my house that was about the size of this bottle cap
Wow.
because it was so plump.
A
And
tick?
Yeah, it was gray.
Did you pop it?
Usually ticks are like brown. This one was gray, and I didn't know what it was at first. because I couldn't even see its legs. It couldn't walk because it was so fat.
Where'd it come
They had
from?
these
So
little-
that was engorged.
I think
it had feasted on you or someone
I think
you
it fell off
didn't
one
know.
of my dogs and was like, it was just in the living room on the floor. I picked it up, I put it in a baggie and like left it alone for a couple days and it was slowly shrinking. And I was like, this is too gross, so I just finally smashed it.
The
That's
blood
not
everywhere.
gross at all. Yeah, they get
was gigantic.
enormous. Like if their head's like this big and they have a huge fat body.
It's so
Yeah.
big.
It's like
Why?
the chick from Oompa Loompa or from
And
Willy
then,
Wonka.
and then when you fucking squash them, it's a mess.
It's blood.
That's
It's
why
a
I had it
huge
contained.
bloody
I had
mess.
it in a baggie.
We had a huge tick problem when I was growing up out in Eagle Pass.
Really?
Yeah,
Better
you had to
than
be
a-
very diligent
Better
about
than
ticks.
a tarantula problem.
I had a tarantula problem too, which
I
we
usually
discussed.
you don't have to say tick problem. It's just you had
Yeah,
ticks.
ticks.
Yeah.
There's no like
problem.
beneficial
It was a tick infestation. Let me
There's
put it that way. It was like
situation. Oh, we had a great experience with ticks when I was a kid.
Take experience.
So we derailed you. You said that it reminded you about something.
Oh
earlier today?
yeah, a terrible thing happened today. So I was driving Ashley somewhere. I was driving her to the gym, and then I was gonna drop her off, and then I was gonna come to work. And then I got a phone call. I had a conference call that nobody seemed to tell anyone else about, and I had to have this conference call. So I was like fumbling getting on the conference call, and we're going through Zilker Park, which is right by my house. It's this big, expansive park that's right in the middle of Austin. And we're driving through there, and I'm talking on the phone, which I shouldn't have been, and driving at the same time, and trying to get settled like where I can get it on my Bluetooth and get that set up, and I'm doing that. At the same time, I see in front of us a squirrel run out in front of the in the road, and it runs out in front of the truck in front of us. And I just, because I was doing so much stuff and I didn't try to think about it, I go, look at that, look, look, look. And then she looks, and I pointed out to Ashley, watch that squirrel get hit by a car. It gets run over, and it's like, yeah. It was
By
really
your
bad.
car?
No, not my car, by the car like to the front of us and to the right. And it watched it get hit. And then she was a fucking wreck. I feel really bad. I'm sorry. Now I'm reminding her of it.
She in
I
tears
hate
right now.
squirrels.
I don't know why I did that. I literally just, I pointed at it,
What
right?
if that was the
I hate
squirrel?
squirrels,
How
but
did
I
she
still
react?
feel bad when I see a dead squirrel in the street.
I felt so, and then I'm on this conference call going, "Are you okay? I'm so sorry. I don't know why I did that." I was just like, I knew it was even like, this is gonna be great. I was just like, "Oh, look at that, uh-oh," and she like looks, and I was like, "Why did I point that out?"
I was
ruined
once
her whole
in
day.
a
It was
similar
awful.
situation where I was driving up Burnett, and I was driving northbound, and there was a car to my left, and there was a pigeon in the middle of my lane, and I was like, uh-oh. Like I couldn't move. There was a car behind me. I couldn't like slow down. And in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna hit this. I'm gonna hit this. My wife's in the passenger seat, and sure enough, I hit it, and it was an explosion of feathers. I didn't know a bird had that many feathers on it.
Tons.
Like I wish I could have seen
It
that from a
didn't anymore.
third-person perspective,
Yeah.
because it was just like a shower of feathers everywhere. I wouldn't have believed it if I'd seen that in the movie. And then Esther went, "Whoa, did that really just happen?" Like it's unbelievable the amount of feathers on a
Thought you
pigeon.
run over a pillow or something.
Yeah.
Was it okay, or did you just
No,
like?
no, it was not okay.
I don't know how
It's like when
It
Randy,
lost all of its feathers instantly.
It's like when Randy Johnson hit that bird with the
Yeah,
with the pitch.
it exploded.
It just feathers everywhere.
Barbara, right before we went on the air, took a swallow of her water, and it was this noise. It's like most of the time when you drink water, it's like sip, because Barbara's dainty and she does that. This time it was like this. Click, gack. I don't even know what
It was like,
I wasn't looking. I was looking at the iPad and I heard the noise. I was like, "What was that?"
sounded like a bug.
I
all
was,
gotta look at it.
I was swallowing, and sometimes when I drink carbonated drinks, I hiccup a lot. So I took a drink as I was hiccuping at the same.
It was like, it sounded metallic. It was like something went tank, and then the thing that caught went, yeah, it was
That was the
died.
day we learned Barbara was a robot.
It was like a bear trap in her throat for
You
fizzy
thought I
drink.
farted.
It sounded like a gun.
I mean,
There's
I
some
still
Pulp,
love
no Pulp.
that in the UK they call pulp bits.
Yeah.
I love that.
No bits.
That makes me laugh so hard.
Do you like pulp in your juice?
Sure, I don't care. Yeah.
You don't care?
No, I
What
don't
about
care.
you?
I used to hate it, but now I love it.
I can deal with it. It's fine.
The debate over pulp and no pulp, by the way, completely pulpless. That's the way orange juice should be. The debate, though, goes right out the window
out.
because you like pulp in yours?
Pulp for life.
Except for at the bottom,
Pulp.
and then it gets kind of like
No, pulp.
Then it's like you're drinking
for life.
sludge.
Someone should write a story about this and call it Pulp Fiction.
Just shut the fuck up.
Should be
The,
nonfiction, idiot.
Did you know what will always throw you off though with the orange juice debate? Is that pulp or no pulp doesn't matter because occasionally you run into people who put ice in their orange juice. Do you put ice in your orange
No,
juice?
fuck no. Fuck that.
That is like-
that's a sin against humanity.
Why do
It's
people
like
do
iced
that?
milk.
You're
They
like
do
watering
other
it
things.
down.
What?
The whole point of orange juice is that it's like thick and juicy, and when you put ice in it, it just dilutes it.
There you go.
Very good.
Words from
Pulp
Barbara right
nonfiction,
there.
straight from Barbara. Are you okay?
That was really funny.
You're literally crying over there.
I know.
No, I love Pulp. I'm not afraid to say it. I'll go
I
on
mean, I
record.
don't,
It's
I
a
don't
nice
mind
little
either
thing
way.
that,
I'll drink either one. I don't give a shit.
It's a nice thing to have in your orange juice. It
Yeah.
makes it more entertaining.
It's like when people like jam that has like bits of fruit in it.
Fuck jam. Are there any other
Now you've lost him.
Are there any other beverages that have like bits or pulp or like a textured something in
Lemonade.
them? I guess some lemonade does.
Lemonade has
I can tell you, every now and then I get like kind of
Goldschlager.
freaked out by ice water because it's weird to drink the liquid form of something with the solid form in it. It's like that's two states of the same thing altogether. You don't really do that with anything else.
Yeah, like if you had a glass of Coke, why wouldn't you freeze Coke and get Coke ice cubes for
Get
it?
Coke ice.
Coke ice cubes.
That way it doesn't water it down.
Yeah.
Or orange
It
juice
coats
ice.
it up. Even.
It would make,
Here's
it's
your
not
pizza.
this, but they have something called deep fried gravy, which is so
Let me guess, that's
festival.
at a state fair in the Midwest
You should
somewhere.
have
No,
deep
it's a
fry a
Dutch thing.
liquid.
it's bitter balling.
I was always
sounds made
confused
up.
by deep fried
Bitter
ice cream.
ballin'.
That's all.
Yeah, I was mad at that bitch, so we went bitter ballin'.
It's I want to say it's like a croque something. Dutch
The shoes.
Croak?
croque.
Croque mignon.
A croquette.
It's not a
Monsieur.
croquette.
Yeah, I think it's a croquette.
A croquette is just fucking a
Oh, it's
gravy
a bitter
pocket?
ballin'. Bitter ballin'. Yeah, it's fried gravy.
Bitter ball.
Bit of ballin'.
Bitter ballin'.
Do it. Do the accent.
Bitter ballin'.
Hello, Gavin. Let's go to the bar stoof. It's a bitter ballin'. That's it. It's the wine
All you
you
gotta
get.
do is
It's
sound
bitter
like
ballin'.
you're crying. and
yeah.
it-
I'll go to the automat and have a bit of snack. Well, we
Anybody
got
watching
that,
this
man.
We are losing our
offended.
Danish viewers as we speak. It's just going down.
Danish, they're Dutch,
Oh.
dipshit. It's
He said
Amsterdam.
Danish?
No, I said. Why did you say Danish?
You did.
He said that
He-
show
he was talking about
watching.
Danish.
He's
show that
watching
was
us.
Danish.
He was
the
talking about
Danes.
Larry David.
I went to Larry David.
Clown.
When we got back from Amsterdam, that was the only way I would talk to Gavin for like a month.
Even on AIM, it would be.
Hello, Gavin.
It would,
You want to go to Amsterdam? Go to Mardenstoof?
Stufenheim. The worst car animal impact I saw was once again a bird. It was the car in front that hit the bird. A ton of birds just swooped down in front of the road, and we were just like, oh Jesus! And one of them we saw go under the wheel, the back wheel of the car in front, and it just went. But it kind of bounced up like this, but the head had separated from the body, but they were still together in the air. So it was just like body and head tumbling separately and like spreading apart like this. And the guy who was driving and me both went like, ugh! And the body went one side of the car and the head went the other and showered the whole front in blood. And we were just
my
like, oh! It was like a horror film. It was disgusting.
One time I was driving down to
You got a
visit.
picture of that, guys?
I was driving down to visit my family where I grew up in that shitty ass border town, and I was driving with a friend of mine, with Frank, who we all know. He was in the passenger seat. We're both driving down there, and we're like in the middle of nowhere, and all of a sudden this bird comes trying to fly across the highway, and with my car I hit it with my antenna. And
So it was like, wow, wow, wow.
yeah, it explodes into a bunch of feathers, and my antenna's like flapping back and forth. And I'm like, I have never seen that happen. I was like, what the fuck? I literally just killed a bird with my car antenna. Like, that's crazy.
I bet it was like cheese wire.
10 minutes later, it happened again.
Really?
I did it twice in that one trip. Within a 10-minute period, I killed 2 birds with my car antenna.
Wow.
I bet he replaced the antenna with a bird feeder
Yeah,
or
did
something.
you just like rub food all over it or something?
I was like, I can't begin to understand how impossible that is.
The odds are probably insane.
And that probably never happened to you again, has it?
No. And to this day, my car doesn't have an antenna anymore.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
So-
it was deja vu.
Welcome to the Rooster Teeth Podcast, used to be known as the Drunk Tank Podcast. We usually got Burnie, Gus, Jeff, and Joe, and Gavin's back from the UK. They shoot the shit, chatter on, talk about anything that they can think of at all. They're just so freaking cool. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the Rooster Teeth Podcast, used to be known as the Drunk Tank Podcast. We usually got Burnie, Gus, Jeff, and Joe.